Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to 2K. So the last time we saw 2K on this channel, we were heading into the second off season of a Washington Wizards MyGm, and it kind of stopped after that. So there were some reasons for that. For one, I was playing a lot of 2K, not only in video form, but a lot on the Xbox as well. I just kind of got burnt out. One of the main reasons for this also is because I did have access to a gym at the time. I no longer do have access to that, and I was playing a lot of real life basketball. Why play a video game when you can do the real thing? That was my mindset at the time. However, I've been very inspired lately with the NBA playoffs coming up, so what we're going to be trying to do is maybe just kind of a quick GM. I'll probably play a few less games. The quarters are shorter, and the goal is going to be to win a championship with the New Orleans Pelicans, with my favorite young player in the NBA, Anthony Davis, because Anthony Davis is awesome. He's already a top 2 player in the NBA, in my opinion at least, in just his third season in the league, and he's only getting better. This guy's going to be a complete beast, perennial MVP candidate in a couple years, but unfortunately he is stuck with the New Orleans Pelicans, which beyond Anthony Davis and Drew Holiday and Tyreke Evans, the rest of the roster is pretty subpar. So the first thing that I had to do is check out the contracts here and see exactly what we're working with, and there's a couple really ugly contracts there. Eric Gordon is a disgusting contract because he's really kind of fell apart the past couple of years. Tyreke Evans is a great player and I love using him, but his contract isn't amazing. And then Quincy Pondexter has a really ugly contract as well for someone that barely gets minutes. He's not that expensive, but it's like a 4-year deal. So the first thing that I did is I immediately traded Eric Gordon for Robert Covington of the 76ers and the Miami Heat first round pick. In this game, the Miami Heat are pretty good, so the first round pick isn't going to mean a whole lot, but I'm going to use that first round pick eventually in a few games to flip for some other assets. But now we have Robert Covington, who is bigger and therefore a much better defender than Eric Gordon, who couldn't really defend anyone, and he's a decent three-point shooter. I think he's slightly less decent than Eric Gordon, but the Pelicans have a really good training staff as well in this game. For some reason, like, the players progress very, very well throughout the season, and I do have Robert Covington working on that three-point shot. So he's going into the starting lineup, and already that's going to be an improvement defensively, and I'm really liking that. So looking at the power rankings here, the Pelicans are going to be really low, starting off the season at 23rd in the league, which is not very good, but we're going to be looking to improve on that. In the Wizards MyGm, I didn't want to make that many trades because I wanted to stay fairly realistic, and the Wizards had a solid team. This is not the case with the Pelicans. Outside of Anthony Davis and Drew Holiday, pretty much everyone else is expendable. I do want to develop Robert Covington as well. He's a nice young player. But outside of those three, everyone else can go, and there's going to be a lot of trades during the season because this team needs a lot of help. It's a very imbalanced team. Off the bench, you have 2 point guards playing and 2 centers, so we need a backup power forward and we need a backup shooting guard, and this team doesn't have a decent one of either of those. Also, in terms of big men outside of Anthony Davis, they're very offensively challenged, so we need some offense coming out of the big men. I'm going to be looking to pick up some offense. And also, unfortunately in this game, Omer Ashik is one of the worst centers in the entire game. In terms of his advanced stats, he's just a very ineffective player, and he does have an expiring deal, but I might look to trade him for something that could benefit the team as well. So be prepared for this roster to be gutted throughout the next few months of this MyGM, and it will improve drastically throughout the season, along with the Pelicans' amazing training staff in this game, which always does a great job of keeping players healthy and developing players. This team should be good. So anyway, this has been a sneak peek of our first game against the Orlando Magic, which I'll be uploading in the next couple of days, which was a really solid game. So if you want to check that out, make sure to click the link on screen or in the description to head to the playlist to watch that, and leave a like as well if you are looking forward to seeing more 2K. Anyway, that's all for me. I'll see you with the first game soon. Farewell.